Okay.
Except now here, a little. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, and then, as I said, snacks, more snacks, and then dinner would be a rice side or two, probably 2 rice sides, and then lots of chocolate to finish the day.
Lots of chocolate.
Lots of chocolate.
And no coffee.
No, I got bored of that. It wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get online a spreadsheet that someone else has already written, which gives you the resupply locations for the whole way, all the towns, all the resupply stuff. It tells you where they are, their mailing address, the miles that you need to pack for, and then whether you should send a box or not. Because you're not sending many boxes. You're probably sending maybe 10 maximum. And they're to the places that don't have grocery stores.
Did you send any boxes ahead of time?
Yes, all of my Washington boxes.
All of your Washington boxes.
But if you go northbound, you may need 1 box ahead of time.
I asked Abby, how are the babies? She said, pastaed out. Everything here is Gouda. She's learning.
Oh, I love it. Good punning. Very cool.
So, sorry, what were you saying? If you're northbound?
If you're northbound, you probably only need to send 1 box to Warner Springs.
Warner Springs?
Yeah. Because there's no good resupply at Warner Springs.
All of Washington if you're southbound?
Pretty much. And then if you do want to send more, after that.
But you'd be sending them forward when you're in bigger supply towns.
That's right.
And you just kind of figured that out organically.
Again, this resupply spreadsheet will tell you which towns suck at resupply, so you should send them forward.
Okay. So we've covered gear. We've covered food.
Resupply for the Sierra can be an entire hour-long conversation. I could talk to you for hours about resupply specifically for the Sierras. It's very in-depth. It was something that I had no idea beforehand, and I wish I did. But I can only really tell you about it southbound. I don't know if I could talk to you about it northbound as much. But no, you know what? I probably could. It'd be okay.
Do you want to go into that now, or do you want to...
We can maybe do that another time.
Yeah.
It's just, it's worth saying that for most of the trail, you can figure it out as you go, but for the Sierras, it's worth really knowing what you're going to do beforehand, because to send boxes to the resorts, which are VVR and MTR, you need to know ahead of time, many weeks ahead of time to do so, and they're expensive.
Okay, let's pause on that, because if that is so detailed, I want to
do it properly.
Get into it, but
yeah,
not on my 4th drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so then do you want to start with the beginning?
Yeah. Like what? I don't know.
Where did you fly into?
Wenatchee.
Wenatchee.
Most people fly into Seattle and get a bus to Wenatchee, but you know what? You can fly to Wenatchee. It's not much more expensive. That is my little southbound life hack. Okay. You can just fly Alaskan to Wenatchee. You doing all right there?
Just yawning.
Yeah.
Then you know, some of us worked all week.
Some of us are still jet lagged.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Coming from Hawaii was super exhausting. Mm. Okay.
Getting to the northern terminus is a pain
Yeah,
in the
it
ass.
seems like it. You have to
Really.
like go around your ass with your elbow.
Yeah, and after this 2019, getting to the southern terminus might be a pain in the ass because Scout and Frodo are not driving people to the terminus anymore.
Yeah.
So that might be a real
It's
pain
one
too.
hell of an Uber ride. How do you get to the northern terminus?
I public transported it. Wenatchee, bus to Pateros, bus to Twisp, and then I organised a taxi to take us to Hearts Pass. Actually, most people hitchhiked. It was fine. They could hitchhike from Winthrop. Loads of people do it.
What day did you start?
Hearts Pass, 28th of June.
That's late.
That's early.
I mean,
It's
it's very
South
North Corner. Very South Corner. And then you have to hike north to touch the terminus, right?
Yes, you do. 30 miles. And at the time, you're like, oh, this sucks. But firstly, 30 miles ain't nothing after a while. That's like a day. And secondly, it is the most beautiful one of the most beautiful sections of trail. So it's worth doing it twice.
Okay.
Dump your bags at the lake 5 miles before the end and slap pack it to the terminus. Tag it and then come back and then camp at the lake.
Your phone was your camera, right?
Yeah.
Do you see other people with GoPros?
No GoPros, but some people had DSLRs.
Okay.
If they were into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Bit heavy for my liking.
Yeah. So, what were you feeling when you started?
Great.
Yeah.
I felt great. I was so, I think up until I got there, I was nervous as hell. I was really nervous and I had a lot of anxiety. I was like, what have I done? All this preparation, I packed all my stuff away. I, quit my job, so to speak, sabbatical. And I was like, this is crazy, what am I doing? And then I got to Wenatchee, I got to the bus station and there were 10 PCT hikers there. And we all sat on the bus and I was like, I got this, this is great.
Yeah.
And I felt supremely confident and excited and happy. I felt great. I was ready. There's so much planning. Other people I know felt quite different about Washington. They found it very tough. A lot of people on the verge of quitting. They found it just a bit overwhelming.
Yeah. In what sense?
I think a lot of people hiked completely alone, which was difficult. I think a lot of people found the weather a little sucky. And, it's just a lot, isn't it? It's just a lot.
Yeah. What is something that within the first, 30 days to 6 weeks, you had to adjust to that you weren't expecting?
Oh. Good question. I think what I said before, that there being no time to do anything other than hiking. I think I was under the impression that it would be a lot like my other backpacking trips where you do certain miles a day, but you have a nice start in the morning.
Yeah.
You can hang out, do cool stuff, read, sit by a lake.
Tolstoy.
Read Tolstoy.
Do a little casual fly fishing.
Someone important to you. But no, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You're so busy. You finish at the end of the day and you're so tired, you just want to go to bed.
Do you think northbounders feel that same kind of time pressure?
No. Not until after the Sierras.
They're reading all of Tolstoy.
In the desert, they're reading a lot of Tolstoy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But after the Sierras, then they're back on track.
I'm pretty sure War and Peace is an ultralight.
It is if you have a Kindle. Yeah, so not a lot of time. Injuries. I got injured. I got sick.
Yeah.
Because I hit it too hard. I started too fast and I got sick and I got injured.
What kind of mileage were you starting off with?
For the first week, I stayed under 20 miles or around or under, so 15 to 20. And then immediately after the first week, after I left Stahikin, I cranked it up to 25. And it was a little too much. I should have stayed at like 22, 20.
Do you know of many people that got off trailed?
Yeah.
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 What kind of reasons?
Sweet Ass had to get off trail because of his Achilles issues in the third week. Sucked for him. A few people, like Clams, got off trail because she was a flipper and she'd done northbound and she was in a big trail family. And for her, she was a northbounder and she wanted a trail family. She wanted the big social experience. And then that kind of faded away when she flipped up, and we weren't really into trail families going south. We were more independent, maybe 2 people hiking at a time, not really big groups. And she couldn't adjust to that, and so she left at Cascade Locks. Who's the other guy? There was a Belgian guy, I've forgotten his name, but he had knee problems, huge knee problems going downhill. He quit at Cascade Locks. So did Fire Socks. She'd done most of the trail before and she just felt like she'd kind of done her thing. She didn't need to do it anymore. Potatoes and Deo got off just before the Sierra. They same thing, they just felt like they didn't need to finish. That's about it.
So you want to walk me through Washington?
Yeah. So Washington's really hard. It's really hard, but it's really great. Everyone says it's like one of their most favourite parts of the trail, undoubtedly. And the first 30 miles are incredible. No, all of it is amazing. There's a few bits that are boring, but it's all incredible. And it's super wild, you know? Like, there's no one out there. And the towns you get to are tiny, and then you're going 5-6 days between towns, and there's no cell service, and you're going from wilderness to wilderness to wilderness, not national parks where you see people, oh there's roads. There's no roads, you're just walking in the wilderness. And the first section, Northern Cascades, is incredible, really beautiful. The second section, Glacier Peak, amazing, the hardest section on the trail, I'm going to say.
Why is it the hardest?
Elevation. You're doing like 8,000 a day up, 8,000 down for 6 days, 7 days. It's a real killer. Magic. Oh, and the snow can be bad and the weather can be shitty. Oh, and it's overgrown because they haven't cut it yet for southbounders. Yeah, quite tough. The weather's going to get you down because it's rainy. The mosquitoes are going to kick your ass. But northbounders have to deal with that in the Sierra and in Oregon, so no one skips the mosquitoes. Everyone gets them.
What are your best tactics for keeping mosquitoes away?
Just cover up. Just cover up. You got no
Yeah.
other choice. You know, you have to eat underneath your head net and put the food in your mouth. It's just like,
Wow,
yeah, sucks.
that sucks.
Sucks.
At least you don't have black flies. It's the AT.
Yeah.
That's gonna Maine.
Yeah, right. That sucks too. Loved Washington. But Washington is when, like, that's a real state of, like, where it filters people. Because it's hard, a lot of people quit. You experience injuries, you experience fatigue, stress, everything's new, you're meeting so many people. It's like a very intense time. Very fun, very exciting. You're really in the throes of emotion. It's great, but it's really up there. Like, everything's dialed up to 11 in Washington.
What was your highest point and lowest point in Washington?
Go Rocks in Washington, going hitting Old Snowy. Magic. Just Goat Rocks is a magic place. Oh, here's a tip. Make sure you stay in Goat Rocks. Do not do what I did and camp just before it and then do 20 miles and then it's over and then you camp just after it. Try and find a campsite in Goat Rocks and just spend the night. It's so great. It's one of the best places to camp.
Okay.
Low point, just before Snoqualmie, the mosquitoes were so bad, I couldn't even sit down. I had to keep walking, couldn't sit down. Maddening.
No, do you see people using mosquito spray or?
Yeah, but
Yeah, did you?
yes, but it's only of limited use.
Yeah,
I think, honestly.
Yeah.
Water's great. You only need to carry half a litre of water on you at all times because there's water everywhere. Stehekin is one of the coolest trail towns. That's your first stop. Great place.
Stehekin?
Stehekin. Yeah.
When you got into town, what did you do? Were you staying in hotels mostly?
No.
Did you go just to resupply and then kept going?
Most people can't afford to hotel in every town. You know, there's probably like 20 to 25 like trail stops where you resupply stops. You can't. I mean, you can, especially if you're in a big group. But really, I don't think people hoteled all the way through.
Yeah.
I would hotel.
How many hotels do you think you had?
7. And you know what? Most of those were in the desert where I just didn't care anymore. But it was usually in big towns. So I hoteled in Cascade Locks, which is Washington-Oregon border, Ashland, which is Oregon-CA border, Tehachapi, which is Sierra Desert border, you know, that kind of thing. Like big towns that represent like the end of a section you want to relax a bit.
Sure.
So I didn't do that.
Does that mean that you showered 7 times?
No, public showers. Public showers.
Cool.
There are public showers all over the place. In these places. Really great. And public laundry as well. And most of the places I stayed, I did not stay the night. I heroed or near-road. So a near-road might be like you spend most of the day there, maybe do like 2 or 3 miles in or out of town. And then a hero would be like you literally get in and then you do all your shit. And then within maybe 3 or 4 hours you're out of there and you keep moving.
Heroed or near-road? Near-road.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's sort of, you're sort of rushing because you don't get to really relax. Like the minute you get into town, you're like, okay, where am I going to get my shower? Where am I going to get my laundry? I need to resupply. I need to get some food, a burger. I need to maybe mail something, maybe pick up some mail, and then I need to leave.
Yeah.
It's stressful. There's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
I'm kind of working.
What's one thing about Washington that you didn't know that you wish you did?
Well, the mosquitoes, obviously. I mean, I did not pack long pants. No, I wish I had. Really wish. Same with Goat Rocks, that advice I gave just before. No.
Okay.
Hitchhiking. Hitchhiking's great. It's easy. Do it.
It is?
Yeah, you can hitchhike to the start. When you get into White's Pass, don't just stay at the Cracker Barrel. It's shit. It's not shit. I shouldn't say that. It's fine. But it's like hitchhike to Packwood and get a proper meal.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy.
You can say the Cracker Barrel is shit.
Yeah, but they're nice people and like, I don't know. It's not shit. It's just like hitchhike. Just get a hitch. Go to Packwood and get some food. Or stay the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid of hitching places. When you get Stevens Pass, hitching to Leavenworth. It's nice. Go there.
What's the longest you had to wait for a hitch?
The last hitch I did, funnily enough, into Julian, right at the end.
Yeah.
Waited about an hour and a half.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, every hitch was really easy for me.
Really?
Yeah. Teaching was great.
Okay, any last thoughts on Washington?
Enjoy it. So good. It's great. Loved Washington.
Was that your favorite part?
No, but it was my second favourite.
What was your favorite?
Sierra's my favourite.
Yeah, it seems like.
Yeah.
Okay, so Oregon.
Oregon is a doddle.
It's a what?
It's a doddle.
We don't use that word here.
It's a walk in the park. It's a breeze.
It's a walk in the park. Because it's so much flatter.
Washington is a lot flatter. Oregon is a lot flatter. The towns come thick and fast, but they're not towns, they're resorts, right? So these little lake resorts that people go vacation at, and they're really cute. They're really cool. You get a burger every 2 days. The weather is nice, doesn't rain. The mosquitoes are easier. They've kind of dialed down a bit. And it's really beautiful. Northern Oregon is amazing. Don't listen to any no-boats who tell you that Oregon is not fun. Oregon is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So backing up to Washington, how many days do you think it?
30 days.
30 days through Washington.
But it wouldn't have to be that way because I got sick for 4 days of those. You could probably do that a bit faster, but 30 days is sensible, I'd say.
How many days for Oregon?
Hard to say. I could give you all the details. I've got it all on a spreadsheet. I'm going to say 25 days.
Were you logging your miles every day?
Every day. I logged the mile that I'd finished at, and then it would tell me how many miles I did the day.
Type A game, recognized Type A game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Uh-huh.
I even had a little formula that told me based on my average 10-day average mileage when I'd finish.
Love it.
That shit was great.
Love predictive
Amazing.
Excel spreadsheets. Will you share that with me?
Hell yeah, well, I'll send you that.
25 days to walk through Oregon.
Yeah, it's shorter. It's maybe
Yeah.
450, I think. Oregon, Washington's
Yeah.
500. It's easier. Most people get rack up at like a 35-mile day in Oregon, probably. Maybe more.
What was your highest mileage?
40.
Where did you do that?
I did it once in NorCal, near Belden, which was weird because that was not the place to do it. And then I did it once at the end with Goldilocks, just after Agua Dulce.
What else should one know about Oregon?
So fun. Going to Big Lake Youth Camp, that's just really cute, cool place. If you go into Big Lake Youth Camp, you can camp on the beach. So like time it so you can camp on the beach. You've got a huge water carry going in and out of Big Lake, so just be prepped for that. Know what you're doing in and out. You've got the lava fields just after Big Lake, which is horrible if you do that in the day, so try and do that at night or in the morning.
Sorry.
Go to all those awesome little lake resorts. Go to like Elk Lake, for example. Just go there, why not? Go to Hyatt Lake, why not? Get a burger, get a pizza.
So, when you talk about a big water carry, how many liters are you carrying?
Well, so coming out in and out of Big Lake, I think I took 4 litres of water in and then 4 litres out. Which is probably the most I ever carried. Within reason.
So that's 4 smart.
4 smart water bottles, yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's a big carry.
Yeah.
It's like 25 miles between water sources.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. Oregon can get hot.
Yeah.
Ship all your cold clothes out once you get past Cascade Locks. You're done. Once you get past Timberline, get to Timberline. Ship all your stuff out. Swap it in for t-shirt. Like light sleep clothes, t-shirt and shorts. Maybe you don't need those gloves anymore. Maybe you don't need that woolly hat anymore. Keep you puffy.
Can you get away with wearing short sleeves and shorts at that point with mosquitoes?
I'm talking That's more for sleep clothes and what I'm talking
Mhm,
about.
mhm.
But no, the mosquitoes carried through for me through Oregon.
Yeah.
I couldn't get rid of stuff like that until NorCal.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else in Oregon?
Enjoy it. Going to Ashland, great town, really great town. Loved it. No, Oregon was great. Very cool.
Okay. So then, about 55 days after you started, you enter into the great state of California.
That's right. And you're feeling great.
Yeah, what are you feeling at that point?
At that point, you're feeling really top of the world.
Yeah.
Because, like, you've had an easy state, you've wrapped up some big mild days, you're back on track, you've dropped into Ashland where you can get sushi, all you can eat Indian food, French food, you know, you can get your wine, your sake, it's great. Your life is good. You're feeling good. All your injuries are probably gone.
Then what lays ahead of you?
NorCal. Hard work. And it starts immediately.
Tell me what you mean by hard work.
So it gets hot, you're in for hot weather. So when you cross that border, NorCal, and then you all the way to, I'm going to say, like Drakesbad, which is like 400 miles. No, 350 miles of hot, exposed high desert. It's hard. And the elevation is crazy. So the first town you get into is Syed Valley in NorCal, and you descend 7,000 feet into the valley, you resupply, and then you ascend 7,000 feet out of it, and there's no shade. Ugh, gross.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's hard.
Do you do much night hiking?
I did consider doing more night hiking in NorCal, honestly, just for that reason. But I didn't do that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
NorCal, the start of NorCal is really hard. Going to Etna's a really cool town. Etna's one of my favourite towns. I've got a story to tell you off camera about Etna.
Okay. So when you reach those really hard parts, how did you deal with that mentally and physically?
I started walking more with people and just keep my spirits up. I was hiking alone, and then I ended up walking with Nails and Lucky, and that was fun. We tried to keep it light, keep it fun.
Nails with a broken ankle.
Nails with a broken ankle, and Lucky with Giardia. They were a pair.
Badass.
I know. But you just do it. You just get through it.
Yeah.
Keep pushing, and then it'll be fine. You know. Be okay. Some of my favourite bits were getting to Bernie, because you go to Bernie Mountain Guest Ranch. Go there. Don't go into Bernie proper, because Bernie Mountain Guest Ranch is a cute little place run by a couple, and they help hikers out. They have everything there, and they have a swimming pool, which is worth it.
Good to have a swimming pool. Would you just swim naked?
In my hiking shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then it's great. And then after that, you got Hat Creek Rim, which is a really long water carry, and you need 4 liters there, otherwise you're gonna get ruined. Fill up at the cache 22. Fill up your 4 liters. Do Hat Creek Rim early or late. Don't do it in the heat of the day. It's gonna kick your ass. It was the hottest time for me on the trail. It's Hat Creek Rim.
What would you say it was in Fahrenheit?
Well, I think it was definitely 90s, but I think the worst thing is there was just no cover. It was just exposed the whole way for 8 hours.
Cool.
No shade. No
So,
water.
How, when you're carrying water, Were you able to resupply every day, every 2 days?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always one stop a day at least.
Okay, because I drink so much water. I think that is something that really scares me. Is
Yeah. Well, then take more.
yeah.
Take more.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Did you see many people hiking with bladders?
No.
No.
Not a single person.
Really?
I don't see a single bladder out there.
Okay. So.
And then after Hat Creek Rim, you've got a cool section where you're in a town every day, which is really nice. You get into Old Station, then you get into Drakesbad, then you get into Quincy, then you get into Chester, then you get into Belden. And it's really nice. You can just you carry 1.5 days worth of food with you every day. It's beautiful. You go through Lassen Volcanic National Park, which is really nice. And then once you get into Belden, it starts getting Sierra-like. It starts looking like the Sierras. The rocks change. The altitude increases. It just is more interesting and it's fun.
Anything about Northern California that you wish you knew?
An umbrella wouldn't be the worst thing in the world in NorCal, honestly.
Because of the sun?
Because of the sun. And don't ship your sleep clothes to Tahoe. Ship them to Sierra City. It gets cold. After Sierra City, you're going to get cold. And that's not... one of the favourite places I camped was Desolation Wilderness. From Jack Kerouac fame. And beautiful, but I was cold.
Did you ever feel, did you ever fear hypothermia?
Nah. I kind of knew that, if I needed to, I would just get up and start walking again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If it got really bad. When it snowed, I got bone cold, but then I got into my tent and I warmed up.
Yeah.
So, because I was wet, that wasn't good.
I just gotta chill just to...
All my stuff got wet. I got
Yeah.
super cold and wet, and I was like, I can't keep going. Couldn't see the trail. That was just up before Sonora Pass, in just the start of the Sierras.
Mm-hmm. So, after that, is that when you moved into the Sierras?
Mm-hmm.
Were you starting to see snow by then?
It snowed. It wasn't that there was snow on the ground. It was that it snowed from
yeah.
above and it blizzarded.
Yeah. What month was this?
Great question. September. So this is it, right? So this whole time for Southbounders, you've been thinking about the date you're going to get into the Sierra because of the snow. And you're like, mid-September, late September, fine. And you've made it, and so you're feeling pretty fucking good about it. I'm really excited, It's like, yeah, I did it. This is the reason why I did the 30-mile days. This is the reasons why I didn't stay in town. Also, I could get to here for this date, mid to end September.
How are you feeling once you entered the Sierras?
Excited, super excited. It's so beautiful, I can't even describe it to you. And it's so remote, and it's so magical, and all the effort you've put in to get here means so much to you that it's just it's quite an emotional time to go into the Sierras, and it feels like a real adventure, real wilderness. You're starting to climb 10,000 feet, 11,000 feet into the passes. You're working hard.
Did you have issues with elevation?
I didn't. Oh no, I lie. Yes, I did. I should say. I was just lethargic, for the first 2 weeks from Sonora Pass to Tuolumne Meadows. I was exhausted. And I was getting nervous. I was like, why am I so tired all the time? And then I asked everyone else and they were feeling the same way. And it's hard. Yosemite, it's really hard.
Have you been there before?
Not that section. I've been to the Yosemite Valley, but you don't go through that. Once you get away from the valley, Yosemite is a ghost town. Nobody bothers to go into the backwoods of Yosemite, and it's great. It's magic. Really fun.
Unrelated to hiking, should we check on the lamb?
Sure.
We might want to start on the Mahadra.
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
We can
pause.
do this. We can finish later.